Hello healers and health seekers. My name is Ichoda. I am healing from multiple chronic illnesses using the medical medium information from the books and his SoundCloud podcasts and his Hay House podcasts and his blogs and all the information that he puts out. The books are Medical Medium, The Secrets Behind Chronic and Mystery Illness and How to Finally Heal, Life-Changing Foods, and Thyroid Healing. And hopefully there will be another one coming out soon because I know he's doing more. Today, I want to talk about support. Finding support when you're doing something that's off the beaten path. When I first got sick, we had just moved to Portland, Oregon. Really, we had just moved there. I already was getting sick because we house sat for a house that was super moldy. And I got really sick, the sickest I've ever been in my life in that house. And then we moved into our apartment. Well, we rented a house, and I was kind of doing okay there, but then I got a concussion, and that's really when everything tanked after that. And I know that the mold exposure led to my already being weakened, and it just all went downhill. As I was trying to figure out why I wasn't getting better. Like, I had sort of been making friends, but it's really hard to meet people and go out and do things when you're chronically ill to the point where, you never know how you're going to feel each day. You have a bunch of triggers and things make you feel bad, like migraines and, scents and things like that, just being exposed to different things. And the longer we were there, the sicker I got. So I was less and less able to go out and do things that I would get invited to and stuff like that. So at the height of my being, sicker and sicker, we really had become an island, my family and I. And we didn't have any support locally where we lived, because we didn't really know anybody where I lived. I did have my one friend that I knew, but, she lived not close to me by that time, and she, had her own family stuff that she had to take care of. So it wasn't that she didn't want to be a support, but she had other responsibilities. So my husband and my son and I sort of became this island of, like, we didn't have family in that area. We didn't really have anybody we could reach out to. We didn't have a community because we hadn't had time to develop one, because we hadn't been there long enough. And the period of time where I just got sicker and sicker, it took about 4 years, a little more, and things got harder and harder for my husband. It was a really rough time. My husband was working 40 hours a week outside the home. He was trying to get our house ready to sell, because by the end of this, we knew we were going to move and travel in our RV, because we were going to look for places where I felt better. This is before we had found Medical Medium. So these plans were already in the works by the time I found Medical Medium. But he was working 40 hours a week and trying to get our house ready to sell and trying to get the RV ready to travel in, because also the RV had to be rehabbed in a way that made it safe for me to be in, because I had so many sensitivities. And he was taking care of our house, which was a large house for us, and it really needed 2 able-bodied adults to care for it, and there was only one, and he was not able to be there full time. And he was also, trying to take care of our son when he was home, and he had to do all the grocery shopping and run any errands we needed run. And because I couldn't do any of that stuff, I couldn't help him. So he was beyond overloaded. What did I name, like 5 jobs there that he had to do all by himself? Our one saving grace is that we had a friend who, her friend was good friends with my son, and she once a month would drive from where she lived outside of Seattle 4 hours to our house, and they would stay for a long weekend. And in those weekends, she would help us with things that we really needed help with, like packing and cleaning and keeping me company and talking to me and stuff like that. Like, she was a really amazing support. Outside of her, we really didn't have any kind of regular support, and that was really hard, really crazy hard. When I found Medical Medium, I discovered support because so Anthony William, the Medical Medium, he's written these books. Now there's 3. At that time there was 1. In addition to the book, he has a website and a blog, and on the website there's a program called The Healing Path. If you have read the book, The Healing Path helps you deepen your understanding into all the things he introduces in the books. So there was The Healing Path, and he also has a members only Facebook group, which at that time he was still answering questions on the Facebook group. And those questions are archived, so you can always go on that group if you've read the book and read those questions. And then I discovered other Facebook groups that were fans of the Medical Medium. So they weren't necessarily affiliated with Anthony William per se, but the people who were running the groups really tried hard to keep the information pure and stuck to the information that Anthony was sharing. So through those groups, I started to find a sense of camaraderie, a sense of community, because, here I was doing this stuff kind of on my own. I mean, my family, my husband was great. He went along with me and he's like, okay, if this is what we're doing now, this is what we're doing now. But I didn't have anyone else in my life, period, like other than people I could talk to on the phone or, like old friends from before. I didn't have anyone in a community in my real life at that time. And having the Facebook groups to turn to where I could go and ask questions and interact with people, and when I was feeling really particularly like on my own in the world with all this stuff, I could reach out to that community and say, hey, I really need somebody to talk to. And there were like 3 or 4 different people there that said, I'll talk to you, and they did. Like, we messaged each other and had conversations and stuff like that, and it was really amazing because I needed that kind of support. And then as time went on, the Facebook groups have grown. There's a lot more people. There's people like Moonie Achmed she has a whole Facebook community. Like, she has a page and she does live videos, and she is one of the Medical Medium recommended practitioners. She's worked with Anthony for many years, and she knows all his protocols, and she consults with people. And so there are people like Muniza who are doing a little bit more social media and adding more to the information and clarifying information and answering questions and stuff like that. And then there's just people on the Facebook groups and who connect with each other, and now there's a whole Instagram community that kind of goes through Instagram and Facebook, and there are all these places where you can connect with people, and that has been so amazing because I feel like now, so we did travel in the RV. We did travel for almost a year, about 9 months. We traveled in the RV, and then we lived in the RV for another 2 months, I guess, while we were looking for an apartment where we decided to stay for a while. And we know like one family where we are now. And I still rely very heavily on my online community and my online friends. But now I really consider a lot of people online my friends. Like we're getting to know each other. We talk all the time. We check on each other. We see how the other people are doing. I just did, Muniza has a program that was a guided cleanse for 3.5 months. And I'm at the end of that. And that has been amazing for creating community, like really creating connection in groups of people. And so I've watched over these past couple of years since the book came out, this community online through social networks grow and grow. And it's been phenomenal to watch and be a part of. And so we are all getting to know each other. And I have seen that community really is there and available to help each other. So if you're starting to do this and you have nobody in your life that supports you, or not enough people in your life that support you, and you need somebody to talk to about this, because I know for me, like as I was healing, I just wanted to talk about it like I wanted to talk about this information, and I learned this today, and isn't this interesting? And I didn't at that time have anybody in my life that I could actually just talk to in person or on the phone and say, and just say all the stuff I wanted to say about it. Now I do. Now, I talk to my cousin all the time, and I have a couple of friends I talk to on the phone that are old friends, and they will happily listen to me talk all about my healing and what I'm learning and everything, and it's totally great. Mm. But, that took time to sort of build up. And as I learn more and get more confident in the information, I find it's easier for me to talk to people who aren't on this path but are open to hearing about it. I use that Instagram community and that Facebook community, and I love supporting the people. My whole Instagram feed almost, it's other than like a family, the couple of family who's on Instagram and the couple of friends who are on Instagram, my whole Instagram feed is medical medium people who are healing using the medical medium information just like me. And we post recipes and we post inspiration for each other and we cheer each other on, and it's fantastic. And Anthony is there and he is paying attention. He sees us, he's with us, he supports us, and that is so incredibly heartening. I cannot even tell you. To have that support and that community. And it doesn't matter to me anymore that it's online. A lot of the people are meeting each other in person if they live near each other. I just happen to live in a place where I'm the only one, as far as I know, at least online. The nearest other person doing the medical medium protocols is about 2 hours from me. So we'll probably meet, and we actually talk regularly, but it's not one of those things where we just are 20 minutes away and can drive to see each other. But you never know. In the medical medium members only group, there is a thread that's like a locations thread where people can post their locations and see if there are other people in their location. So if you're looking for that kind of local support and people you can meet in person and have a meetup group and whatever, go on that Facebook group. I'll post links to all the stuff I've mentioned below. Go on that Facebook group and look for that thread and look for your state or country. You can find others where you are and friend them, because people in this community, we all just want to help each other. That's the amazing thing, is everybody is healing. Everybody knows what it's like to be chronically ill, to be a spoonie, to not have the energy to do anything, to be homebound, to, not being able to function in the world like others. And also everybody knows what it feels like to be isolated by chronic illness, because chronic illness is such an isolating experience. People don't get it. They get tired of hearing you. Your healthy friends go on without you. They stop inviting you to things. It can be really hard and really isolating. And it can also be super hard to do a thing for your own healing that other people don't understand. Like, why would you change your whole diet and lifestyle? Like, you know, and they don't understand. And it's not that they don't support you in theory, but a lot of times when people don't understand something, it makes them afraid. And when they're afraid, they condemn and, you know, do other things that don't look like support. So they want you to heal. They just want to understand how you're healing. And they need it. A lot of times people need it to be familiar, and that's okay. As this information gets out there more, I think more people will understand it. And I think the more of us that heal, it'll start showing the world the validity of it. You know what I mean? We're healing. When you need that support, you'd be surprised, I think, if you reach out online, if you reach out in one of the groups or on Instagram, you know, Facebook or on Instagram, even on YouTube, because there are a few of us now with YouTube channels, like this one. There's a couple of us. It's just that we want to help other people heal. Like, we want to help other people get back into the world like we're getting back into the world. And I don't think anyone who's doing YouTube or any of the other Instagram or any of it is doing it for attention. It's really more that we want to show other people that you can heal. Because I know, at least for me, I don't really like attention. Like, I get uncomfortable when I'm in a room full of people and I'm talking and everybody starts paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, why is everybody looking at me? I don't like it. Yeah, the idea of me being like, I'm just gonna put my experiences on YouTube for other people to see, people I don't know. I mean, I just try not to think about that part. I just try to think, you know, hopefully something I say will help somebody and reach them and help other people not have to go through the hell or be able to pull out of the hell of being chronically ill, because that's what I wish for. Because no one should have to go through that. It's a horrible, horrible experience. And though it does have gifts of, you know, deeper compassion and understanding and things like that, it's still not something you'd wish on anyone, you know, ever. There is support out there. I'm here. You can ask me questions. Okay. Muffins is here. You can ask her questions, she says.
You can ask me questions. I like to tell you things. I tell you all the stuff. I bork because I heard something outside or something. I don't know. I answer all the questions. Mom, stop it. I don't like this.
Okay, so Muffins will answer your questions. Facebook, Instagram. There are communities of people. You can reach out to people, and you just will be surprised at the support that's out there. I think I have been. I've been pretty amazed by it. So I hope this video was helpful. I feel like I was a little bit. Sometimes I was on, and sometimes I was distracted by little Miss Muffins here. She's precious. She's just so precious. That's my support video. I hope it helped. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I try to post videos every week about my experience healing and tips and tricks I might have, or questions that people ask me, whatever. Can you hear Muffins going? This is her puppy purr. So stay curious. You can heal. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.